3, 2, good morning, good morning, good morning. How we doing today? Let's get things all up and running and all this other happy stuff. Select all, copy, chat, scroll, properties. Okay. So we got this rolling here. Hello.
Oh, sorry. This is just dropping off packing tape.
Packing tape. Good, good. Thank you. Oops. So yeah, we are full bore packing. Hence packing tape. Let's get the shared around, do the doobly-doo, and it is Sunday, isn't it? It's gotta be Sunday. It's Sunday. It's Sunday. All right, let's get this shared around. Chat is live. So, yeah. It's funny, the things I am. Ooh. Daryl Lewis. Yep. Good friend of mine, and he has a lot of good information. Ooh. I have had a hell of a cough since what you call it, since Friday. I was working on a on some legs and stuff, and I had to use the bandsaw. And I had to blow it out, and since then I've had just a hell of a cough. It's a hoo doggy, you know. Alan, good morning. How are we doing today, brother? So and we didn't get the apartment. Something fell through. Very disappointed by that, but we're not going to focus on that because we're just going to move on to bigger, better things, hopefully. And yeah. So how are you doing, Alan? Today, I think I'll be working on. So this is the hatchet I made a while ago, and I used some oak to make a handle, and I just did it quickly. Never really worked out well. A couple reasons. One, the eye here doesn't have a big enough angle on it, so when you have a drift, Alan, you're aware of this, but for people who don't, and the eye of a hammer should never be, the wall should never be parallel. There should always be a little bit wider at the top, so when you drive a wedge in, it does the thing. So I went through and I fixed that on here, and I need to sharpen this thing too. Jesus. Made a hickory handle for it, and I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I mean, it's burnt hickory on, but I made a purple heart wedge to go in there. It's very subtle until you actually like look at it. but it's actually quite pretty. I'm very happy with how that, because you know, from like even from here, you can't really see it until you like look at it and you're like, oh wow.
Allergist office.
No, no noise. Bad. So, the next little upgrade improvement to this thing is this little sheath. I did this quick just so I wouldn't have a sharp edge lying around for little hands to get a hold of. But to be honest, it sucks. There is no retention to it at all. You know, no good. Really good morning today. Why is that? Is Jill home finally? So yeah, need to get a new edge on that. So that's what we're going to be doing this morning. I also remade a had a client bring me this collar, which is actually kind of cool. So this is for, you know, self-collaring and stuff, but it has a restraint in it. And the idea is with that little square loop, you can go like that, and then go like that, and then you have a set of cuffs. Cool. It's a very novel idea. I like it. Problem was, you have, first off, the leather is junk. And you have steel rivets with a shiny nickel finish, and then a matte nickel buckle, steel loops, and they didn't like the roller bar. It's like, I mean, okay, that's fair. But she wasn't a fan. So she asked, you know, can you do this but like make everything match and make it out of better leather? I was like, yeah, I just, why don't you just sit down with the computer with me? We'll go to the website I buy all my hardware from. We'll find everything you want and order it. And you know, of course I have better leather, so we'll do the thing and get it gone. This is what I came up with. So a little bit longer, but everything is that everything is matte nickel. A nicer heel bar buckle. I'd still change one thing about this design though. Either more space or no rivets. Because it's a lot of stress on this leather. It's a lot of stress on this leather, guys. And a lot of stress on the rivets. Everything being so tight and so close together. It's a lot of stress. But there you go. You got the doobly-doo. So it's a good time, I guess. I am just trying to close out all of my pending projects. Just so once it's time to, sister is watching Ellie and I'm away. Well, there you go. Oh man. So I don't know exactly what I did. I think I sneezed wrong, but I pulled a muscle in my back. It's like right here. So So it's underneath my scapula, which is like right there, and it's not quite on my spine. And just sitting and relaxing and breathing like normal is fine. But once I do anything or move or cough, and I've been coughing like the devil the last few days from, I had to fix my my bandsaw and blow it out and stuff. Ooh, chocolate raspberry, really tasty. Absolutely killing it. And I'm still not even sure what's wrong with my bandsaw. I might have to take the motor apart and do some stuff in there, but something's either binding somewhere, or it is it's just not getting, you know, there's some resistance somewhere. And you know, I blew everything out, made sure everything was on track, made sure the blade wasn't binding anywhere, so it's something in the motor at this point. I even greased all the I put a little light machine oil on all the bearings just to make sure everything was really nice and running well. Still nothing. I mean, I know it's only like a little Ryobi, but I still want it to work nice, you know? I do have a table I'm shipping out. Another one of those medium tables with the spinning tops. I'm shipping that out early next week. I'm thinking Tuesday in the afternoon I'll be shipping it out. I have to make a mask for the top of it so that when I do the detail, I can get the like compass rose and stuff on there. I don't have time enough to order one, so I'm just gonna rip an image and use my little Cricut. Because that's a very interesting little device. I was going through all the possibilities of, because I've had a couple clients ask me like, what can you do? And the answer of anything you can think of and a few things you can't is a little intimidating to clients, and they just kind of get that decision paralysis. Like, well, that doesn't help. So I started going through and making a list of, you know, past projects and stuff I've done, and there's a ton. It's ridiculous. So start working on that sheath. Really wish I never started down this path. Let's see, let's get some leather. It looks like I dropped everyone. Awesome. Let's see, where's my leather scrap bin? But it is amazing the stuff you find that you didn't realize you had lost until you start packing everything up for moving again. It is ridiculous. So scrap. Let's see what we got in here. That's nice, but that's too nice. That's for that is not too nice. So, Alan, what you away for this week? Are you going up to Pensick, or like what's going on? So, let's find a nice little hatchet cover design. Now you got that. Images. Let's do images. Images is nice. Classic over the top. I'm not really for a classic. I'm not really in a classic mood right now. And now that I'm thinking about it, I really should have had the beard as pointy as it is. Should have had more of a flat, but I really wanted to be able to get my hand in there comfortably. And I mean, I could still have, had it. But I didn't know what I was doing. It's the first time I've ever made a hatchet. I've usually stuck to knives and the occasional sword. I also need to make myself a proper drift. Oh, and over the top. I like over the tops. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll do a simple over the top. Now, do I want to rivet it? So, I think what I'm going to do is make a... Alright, what I'm going to do is make a piece that goes all the way across the back and put a belt loop on it. And then the front is going to support all of this. So the whole blade is going to be covered, right? And then there'll be another flap on top. I'll come over and I'll connect it with a sand brown. So that's going to be that's the balance point right there. So that's where I want the belt loop to be. So when I pull it out, yeah, right there's where I want the balance. Right there's where I want the belt loop. So, let's do the thing. Put that down. Do I have a pen in here? These are the important questions. Yes, I do. Oh, really, if I'm balancing it from here. Yeah, I guess I do want that whole back piece because that'll like that. Yeah, I want it like that. So trace all this out. And then where do I want the balance point to be? I want it, yeah, right there's the balance point. So let's just take this guy. I'm just going to take this straight back a little beyond. All the way there, and just whoop, straight back. Just going to come over. Straight there. I'm going to give it a little space. Around that corner and coming over and down. A lot of extra space here. And we'll just take that straight back. My big scissors, there they are. I mean, I'm sure there are some other things that I should be doing with it, but Oh, we have a lot more chats. Since you're working with a hatchet, you should put some Viking music on. I would, if I knew how to without not getting demonetized on a live stream. I remember I had some going on at some point on my old computer, but let's see. Oh, Jill, you're here. Hi, good morning. How goes? Everything goes pretty good. Didn't get the apartment that I was looking at. Would have been perfect, but oh well. It's Sunday, the day I head back to work, so I'm not a happy camper. No, I wouldn't be either there, Ken. Hey, I'm heading back from Pensick today. 2 weeks of camping and fun now. Back to being an adult. Adulting does suck. I wish I didn't have to do this whole, cleaning and taxes. And, not a fan. I'd rather just roam in the woods and do shit. But you're not the member of society. So, that guy. Got that. All right. And it is, I love having a big scrap box now, because I can so easily just scrap with so many different small things. It's great. Yeah, so this is going to be the outside. just going to put a little stitch line right back there too, so yeah. And I know I'm cutting like thick leather with a pair of scissors, but first off, I'll be honest, I forgot my razor knife at the shop. Second, these scissors, they kind of kick ass for this. What is it? Tailoring scissors, A220, made in Korea. So they're not actually too great for tailor work. I mean, they're good, but I have these Fiskars with the Fiskars, however you want to. These are way better, especially because they have the flat bottom, so like the handle's canted, and they actually have a spring in them. So those are my tailoring scissors. These are strictly for leather, and they do a fantastic job with leather. I wouldn't use it on anything precision, though. Precision gets the blade. Always. So there's one side. And now the other. Unfortunately, I have to do it a little bit lower because I want to have a flap up here that I can take and close over a sand brown. And I think I'm going to dye the backside black and the face the oxblood, just so I get a nice like two-tone effect to it. So where is that balance point? That balance point is right there. That's also where I'm going to want to put the thing, and the flap right here. Flip, flap, flippity flap. Lay in there. Right there. Something like that. And then if that's where I want the point to be, I'm gonna want kind of a weird grabby tabby thing. I know I'm pulling out all of the all of the best verbiage today. By the way, I have a very interesting coffee today. This is chocolate raspberry. It's pretty good. And look, so far, no crashes. So I think running Lightburn, especially doing like design work in Lightburn, it might be too intensive for OSB. I think there's a conflict there, which is awful because I often use OSB to do my screen recording as well, which is not ideal. So, do like a trifoil. So let's do. Yeah, just because I can make things pretty. Round those corners off so they're nice. Round that corner off so it's nice. And there we go. Nice and pretty. Let's get this guy cut out. So, what is everybody's plans for the week? Mine will most likely include nothing but packing. I'm going to be packing most of today, looking at apartments, and yep, can't make that turn. Yeah, that's the one thing about using scissors. You can't really make sharp turns. Great for rough cutting. I absolutely love using these scissors, but cannot do a rough cut. That's why I'm pushing kind of hard to get all of my leather work done this week, because I think after this week I'm going to be putting the bench away. Any luck with our rental guy? All his stuff is too far out. Kind of want to stay in the Scranton-ish area. Which is unfortunate. But I actually forgot that I know a guy. Yeah, I know a guy. But yeah, I do know a guy. Friend of mine, Jason. He's actually, I'm pretty sure he's a realtor as well. But he has a bunch of rental properties. He actually is a pretty good friend of mine. So the thing with like ADHD is if something's not right in front of you, it doesn't exist. There is very little object permanence. Which becomes a problem, especially like when you're dealing with stuff like this. But do have to get everything packed up, so that's going to be the bulk of what I'm doing over the next couple weeks. I think the leather bench is going to get packed up and boxed up. Relatively soon here. I think the laser is probably going to be the last thing. The laser and the cricket are going to be the last things that get put away. There we go. And this is just a little nick that has to happen here. All right, there we go with that. Let's just go through here and quickly clean some of this up. Also not a fan of using the X-Acto on leather that's this thick. On stuff that's like 2, 3, and even 3, and even like 4 ounce up to 5 ounce is fine. But this is like 6 ounce leather, so it comes to a point where it becomes onerous. Because the blade of the X-Acto can wobble and move so much within the material that you end up with really uneven cuts, which not such a big deal for this case because a lot of what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be skiving a lot of these edges really thin, or relatively thin. Especially this bottom edge. So let's get all the stuff here. Yep, and let's set that. Actually, this side, yeah, this is the bottom side needs to get skived. See from the back, we are that far back. Yeah. So yeah, basically everything that's drawn here, I'm skiving the hell out of it. Which sometimes I think one of those French plow skives, which kind of looks like a flattened out looks kind of like a flattened out spoon type thing. Where is my skiving knife? There it is. This is like a $12 hunk of junk, Chinese hunk of junk. I got it on Amazon, and I'll tell you this is one of the best, one of my favorite knives. It needed so much, it kind of needed work. It really didn't have a good edge, and I slightly reprofiled it, and it had a hollow grind on the front, which I know some people like that, but for this instance, I really could not have a hollow grind. So I flattened that out, and since then it's been fantastic. Time to get ready for work. See you next week. All right, Ken. I'll see you next week, and hopefully by next weekend I won't have to run. Next Friday I won't have to run as soon as you're pulling in. So, let's see what we can do about skiving this out. And I always polish the back as well. A lot of people neglect that side of the step, but I see it as being vitally important, because this is where a lot of times when you're using it the traditional way, yes, this is the cutting edge, but this is the edge that's gliding across the leather. So you want as little resistance as physically possible. That's satisfying when it goes one whole thing. And we're rounding up on the hour. This has been a quick hour. Well, started 5 minutes late. It's always satisfying when it comes off on big chunks, you know? And I think I'm actually going to take my stitch groover as well and groove in over around this guy here. So it's more of a tendency to bend there, you know, do some relief cuts. Maybe even go into with a sander, sand the channel just to thin this area out. We'll see. So. Alright. Alright guys, so let's wrap this up, I suppose. I mean, of course I'm going to be, posting pictures. Because that's what I do. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. If you love the stuff I do, go over to patreon.com/Knightsmith. I'm going to be doing a few things, probably more computer-related stuff, so I might actually catch up on some of that over the next couple weeks as I'm packing. Otherwise, guys, I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys tuning in, chatting with me. I really do look forward to our Sundays together. So yeah, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And thank you for helping make this world better, one kerf at a time. I'll see y'all next week.